topic is what is global governance with integration of COVID-19 pandemic. Global governance refers to the way of international affairs are managed across the countries and regions through international cooperation, treaties, and organization. It involves a range of institutions including economic policies, environment protection, and health. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted both the strengths and weaknesses of global governance. It underscored the need for coordinated international responses to the global crisis, key elements of global governance. The global governance government during the pandemic is needed international cooperation, including the first, international cooperation, second, policy coordination, three, equity and access, four, institutional strength and weaknesses. That's all.
My topic is all about effects of globalization in government during pandemic. In terms of economic pressure, global interconnectedness meant that economic downturns in one region could quickly impact others. Government faced challenges with supply chain disruptions and economic instability, prompting interventions like stimulus package and economic support measures. In terms of public health coordination, globalization highlighted the need for international cooperation in health responses. Government had to work together to share information, coordinate vaccine distribution, and manage cross-border health measures. In terms of increased surveillance, some governments adopted advanced surveillance and data sharing practices to track and manage the virus, raising concerns about privacy and civil liberties. Policy adaptation. Governments had to rapidly adapt their policies to address the global nature of pandemic, including travel restrictions and health guidelines, which often required international coordinate and compliance. Shift in geopolitical dynamics. The pandemic influenced global powers dynamics with some countries strengthening their influence through aid and vaccine distribution, while others faced criticism for their handling of the crisis.
When it comes to globalization, several key institutions play a role in governing and shaping international relations. These institutions help manage the interconnectedness of the global economy, trade, finance, and other aspects of globalization. Some of the most influential institutions in this context include United Nations or UN promotes peace and cooperation among countries. Second, World Trade Organization or WTO manage international trade rules and resolves trade disputes. Third, International Monetary Fund or IMF supports global financial stability and helps countries with economic problems. World Bank provides financial and technical help for development projects in poor countries. NATO, a military alliance that ensures collective defense among its member countries. European Union or EU, an economic and political union that foster integration and cooperation among European countries. African Union or AU encourage unity and development among African countries. ASEAN promotes economic and political cooperation in Southeast Asia. Organization Organization of American States or OAS enhance cooperation and diplomacy among countries in the Americas. International Criminal Court or ICC prosecutes individuals for serious international crimes like genocide and war crimes. Institutions help manage the complex interconnection and interdependencies among countries. facilitating smooth interaction and addressing global challenges in an increasingly interconnected world.
So, my topic is identify the challenges of global governance in the 21st century. So, global governance in the 21st century faces numerous challenges that stay, stem from the complexities of increasingly interconnected world. So, one of the most significant challenges is the lack of effective international cooperation. So, for example, is conflicts, wars, epidemics, pandemics, environmental problems, global warming, terrorist evasion, human trafficking, or and drugs, and etc. So, while global problems such as climate change, pandemics, and cybersecurity threats requires coordinated action achieving consensus among diverse nations with varying interests and priorities remains difficult. So here are the challenges of global governance in the 21st century in simple terms. So first, wealth and development gaps. So in wealth development gaps, rich and poor countries face different challenges in this. Inequality makes it tough to find fair solutions that work for everyone. So rich and poor countries often have different priorities. For example, wealthier countries might focus on environmental issues, while poorer countries may prioritize economic growth. This can make it hard to agree in global policies. So, number two example is climate change. So, countries have a hard time agreeing on how to fight climate change because it affects them differently, and they don't always want to make same sacrifices. Climate change possesses serious challenges to tradition global environmental governance models, and by doing so demonstrate itself to be fascinating issue on a number of fronts. So global health issues. The COVID-19 pandemic shows how difficult it is to manage global health crisis, especially when countries don't work well together. The term exists that describes deaths beyond that would be expected under normal conditions. It captures not only confirmed deaths but also COVID-19 deaths that were not correctly diagnosed and reported, as well as deaths attributable to the overall crisis conditions. So this provides a more comprehensive and accurate measure when compared with confirmed COVID-19 deaths alone. So last is cultural differences. So different beliefs and values across countries can make it hard to agree. Global rules and policies. Cultural diversity challenges such as prejudice, discrimination, cultural conflicts, stereotyping, and sectarianism. Some of these challenges are easily avoided if people support and diversification of culture.
My topic is roles and functions of United Nations. The main functions of United Nations is to preserve international peace and security. The Security Council may investigate any dispute or situation to determine whether it's likely to endanger international peace and security. At any stage of the dispute, the Council may recommend appropriate procedure or methods adjustment, and if the party fails to settle the dispute by peaceful means, the Council may recommend terms of settlement. As the most representative intergovernmental organization of the world today, the United Nations role in world affairs is impeccable by any other international or regional organization. The United Nations has made enormous positive contribution in maintaining international peace and security, promoting cooperation among states and international development today. The people of the world still face the two major issues of peace and development. Only international cooperation can mankind meet the challenges of the global regional issues.
In the context of COVID-19, internationalism and globalism have played distinct roles in addressing the pandemic. Internationalism in the response to COVID-19 involves cooperation between nations to share information, resources, and the best practices in combating the virus. This includes collaboration on vaccine distribution, medical research, and public health measures, while respecting each country. Globalism, on the other hand, has highlighted the interconnectedness of nations in the spread of the virus and the need for coordinated global responses. Globalism has emphasized the importance of solidarity collective action and addressing the pandemic, recognizing that no country can effectively combat COVID-19 in isolation. Overall, internationalism in the context of COVID-19 focuses on cooperation between nations in a more localized and collaborative manner, while globalism underscores the interconnected nature of the pandemic and the need for coordinated global efforts effectively respond to the crisis.
Good day, sir. My topic is explain relevance of the state amid globalization. So there are 8 relevance of the state amid globalization. So number 1 is sovereignty and governance. Sovereignty and governance, state maintain authority over their territories, enforcing laws and protecting citizen rights. Then number 2 is economic regulation. So they manage economic policies, regulate industries, and oversee trade and financial system. So number 3 is national security. National security, states are responsible for defending against internal and external threats and ensuring public safety. Number 4 is cultural preservation. Cultural preservation, they support and protect national culture, languages, and traditions. And number 5, public services. Public services, states provide essential services like healthcare, education, and social welfare. And number 6, global issues. They participate in international agreements and organizations to tackle global challenges, balancing national interest with global responsibilities. Then the number 7 is legal frameworks. So legal frameworks, states establish and enforce laws within their jurisdiction, ensuring legal order and justice. Then the lastly is diplomacy. Diplomacy, they engage in international relations to negotiate agreements and address global issues. And that's all. Thank you.